So I'm Peter Steele, and this is my wife, Erica Wenrick. We're in Houston, Texas, specifically Willis, Texas, north of Houston. In Republic Grand Ranch, acreage neighborhood with 2 acre plots. Yeah.
It's been a long journey, even though we're only 31 years old, but we met originally, we're both from Virginia, and we met in Williamsburg in college. And then we moved to Salt Lake City for grad school. Originally, we're both geologists, so naturally we ended up in Houston on our journey. First we moved to the Katy area, which was great, but not as beautiful as it is up here in Willis. And we love the trees and the forest, so that's kind of what drew us to the area for sure, is the landscape.
We've been living here for about 3 months now, so it's kind of the hottest part of the Houston summer to be moving into your new house, but that's enabled us to kind of enjoy our pool and just being out in nature, which has been really nice. So it's nice to see the stars at night and get away from some of the city lights. So it's been a nice 3 months. It's definitely, I think, the favorite place for me that we've lived. So we originally started thinking about building a home sort of in 2020 to 2021. We were living in Katy at the time, and we were considering selling our house with the market and moving somewhere else with a little more land. And we came across Republic Grand Ranch and just came to check it out. Decided the day that we decided to check it out is the day that we bought a lot, and pretty soon thereafter started looking at home builders, and just started going down the list of each of the builders, kind of figuring out which one was going to fit our needs, and kind of took our time with it.
Expectations were pretty low. I didn't have really high expectations for builders, just because of some of the horror stories you can hear a lot of the time about building, especially a custom home, and delays and setbacks and that sort of thing. But expectations were initially low.
So when we first started, looking at builders for building on our lot, Republic Grand Ranch has a list of featured builders, and they included, there were about 10 or 12, and we reached out to each builder, tried to visit their offices and figure out, what design options they offered, price points, quality, stuff like that. And we were pretty rigorous. Well, I should say you were pretty rigorous with keeping track of the amount of money for a specific addition or a specific design choice.
We had a list of things that we knew that we really wanted to have in a house, and it was not a really long list, but it allowed me to go around to each builder and ask them about those things and how we could have those in our home. We went to almost all of their design centers and studios and got a feel for who they were as builders. My advice for anyone thinking about starting this custom home process would be to really have a specific idea in mind of what you want, and know exactly, how you want your house to be laid out. For example, certain rooms that you have to have in a house, And then also I would say, go into the process with actually pictures are great. Look online for, inspiration photos. Don't pick too many, just pick a few. And that way you'll just have a starting point and a pretty good idea of what you are going to do.
We got married in November 5th of 2021, and somebody told me at one point, when you get married, something's going to go wrong in the wedding. It's fine. You're still going to get married at the end of it. Building a house is a lot like that. There are going to be things that are unexpected that seem really important and like, the sky is falling, but you'll get through it. And with a good builder, they make that process a lot easier. And I would say that was one thing I wish I could go back and tell myself that, it's okay. Like, there's going to be things that are unexpected, delays, whatever it might be, weather. But it all ends up fine in the end with a good builder.
Build quality was really important to us. We looked at a couple of homes and before we decided who was going to be our builder. So I definitely encourage people to do that and do their due diligence as well. Seeing things in person will tell you a lot, and asking around from other people who have built with, whoever you're considering, I think is really important. Ask about their experiences. And for sure visit everyone's design studios, and so that you can actually see the materials they're going to be using, the things that you'll be able to select from. It's really important. There were a lot of moments that stood out to us as being pretty unique with Royal Texan, I would say, throughout the whole process. There were some delays and setbacks, not from Royal Texan, but from a supply shortage with the electric company that we had to deal with. It wasn't too bad, but Royal Texan, they did a lot to make sure that things were staying on track and that we weren't going to be delayed too bad in the long run. They just, everyone that we worked with really stepped up every single time we needed something. They were really fast to respond and just great at managing the entire project.
Yeah, I think for me, it was just a consistently good communication from our building, our project supervisor, and from the office staff. Everybody that we needed help from was able to help us very quickly. No setbacks that drug on for months and months. Everything happened very quickly. And anytime we had a question, even if it was a small question, they were responsive and getting back to us, making sure we understood what was going on and kind of put any fears to rest. So, yeah, all around good experience with the staff.
It's been a great relationship with Mark and everybody, the whole team at Royal Texan since we moved in. And, I was not really expecting the level of attention that we would still get after finishing the build process. So we had for example, we had a minor condensation issue around some of our vents just because it was a simple caulking problem where it wasn't entirely sealed from the attic. And so it wasn't a big deal, but to me, I didn't know what the issue was. So I was a little bit panicky at first because I was seeing a little bit of moisture accumulating. And, I was just texting Mark about it, and he was on the way to my house in, 30 minutes. And I don't think that is typical with every single builder you're going to see out here. So the response with him and his whole building team has just been phenomenal, and they they will continue to follow up until, the issue is resolved, and they really care about making sure, you're happy and that everything is just the way you want it.
Yeah. If I could give myself a piece of advice, I think it would be to try and enjoy the process as much as possible, because hopefully you only do it once. You never know, you might build another one, but it's really easy to stress out about all the things that could go wrong, and it's good to stay on top of that stuff. But I think what's more important is the fact that you're getting the opportunity to build a custom house, which not everybody gets to do. And there's so much enjoyment and I think fulfillment you can get out of, choosing the things that you're going to be looking at every day, choosing the way that the light is going to come through the windows at, certain times of the day. So really put yourself, it's hard to imagine when you're just looking at a blueprint or a floor plan, but put yourself in the house as much as you can, visualize what it's going to feel like being in that space, and then kind of enjoy being able to change all that stuff around before it's built.
My advice to myself might be to worry less about the minute details with the budget, and maybe allow myself to just have a little bit more fun with the whole process. I think would be some advice I would give myself.
Yeah.
I think our dream home has definitely been realized. We can see ourselves living here for hopefully a very long time. This has been just a great house for us to come back to and relax every single day. Living out here in nature is kind of the main dream, and just to have this beautiful house to top it all off with has been phenomenal.
Yeah. I think for me, the thing I was looking forward to most with this house was being, surrounded by forest in the trees, kind of away from too many neighbors. And I think that, we're having lived here now for 3 months. This really is like a beautiful house, and I'm not sure I would go back and change really anything. I think we made it exactly the way we wanted. Every day it's kind of, I have to like pinch myself that we're really living out here after however many years. We finally got a house that we can raise a family in, and most of our family is a little bit further away, but we have space now where we can have people come and visit us. We can have guests over. We're having people over this weekend. I feel proud of this house and having people over. I feel like, I want to show it off, and I want to share, what we have with everybody.
The build experience with Royal Texan and our experience afterwards has definitely surpassed all my terribly low expectations of what it was going to be like building a custom home, for sure.
Yeah, Royal Texan Homes, throughout the whole build process, I think exceeded our expectations. Every time they had an opportunity to, do the right thing, they did it without us asking, which I can imagine other builders, and we've heard stories of other builders, not doing the right thing. And, you don't find out about it until months and months later, but they would tell us about things that we weren't aware of, and do the right thing in those situations. So I was really impressed with their honesty, their integrity, and their communication with us. I think the most important thing, we've already said it, but I think it does bear repeating. Have a really good idea of what you want. Don't let other people tell you what you should have, because it's not what you want. You're the one living in the house. Own your dream. Don't let somebody else try to tell you, what that dream home should be.
It's good advice.